Morning, everybody. Here we go. How are we all doing? It's all a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to witter today and do a bit of a witter quilt, I feel, because we need a bit of cheering, or at least I do. Right, okay. So we've got lots of lovely blocks going on. We got that one there, which is our sort of coggy looking one. That one there, which was our chop it up, mix it up, layer, all the rest of it. Jolly. And whatever is your favourite pieced one that we've done so far. So that's our 3 blocks so far. Now, number 4, I've been playing with. I was actually originally going to have it that you had the whole thing to look at. But as I've been making it, I've found a few little things that I think I would need to point out to you as we go. All right, so bear with me. I have done the first sort of 3, okay, of what's going to be 9 little squares. All right, so a bit like a 9 patch, but we're going to chop and change each one to start. Okay, so after a bit of fiddle and faff yesterday, hopefully you can see that I'm trying to judge it on right, so make yourself a template, all right, or cut yourself triangles. Okay, now this is a 5" by 5", so a 5" square that I've just chopped in half. All right, so because I do my mixed up thing of I draw around it and then cut it with my seam allowance, which you would normally do for hand quilting or hand patchwork, and then I pin it and machine it a bit differently. So what I've done is I have cut 18, all right, triangles. This measurement are 5 inches plus your seam allowance, all right, and plus the seam allowance down here. If you think, oh, I can just do a 5" square and chop it in half, it won't work. Don't even go there. All right, if you're going to do it that way, you need to actually have a 5" square plus seam allowance and a seam allowance in the middle. So what you could do, I suppose, is put your 2 of them together but at the right size, and then work out what size square and then chop it. But because I've actually used 18 different fabrics, because I'm in my stash, in my scrap I should say, I don't even want to cut a square. So I've cut 18 triangles, 5 by 5 plus seam allowance. All right, so that's the first bit. So when I've done that, I've actually paired up my colours, my fabrics. All right, and what I've done, hopefully, is that I've put different colours together that are going to actually stand out against each other, because I want this to be I want to say in your face, but that's me, innit? I want to do it that you can actually see your design. I'm one of these ones that I can't see the point in subtleties. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But if everything's all a little bit too subtle and too close, you're putting a lot of work in, and sometimes you won't even see you know what you've done. So that's what we're aiming at, something like that. Okay, so what I've done is got my triangles with the seam allowance. I've made them into squares. I've then, and I'm going to stand up and show you this, so hopefully you can see this on here. All right, so then we're going to get this and a ruler. He didn't look very square. Is he square? I'm going to go with the next one, because that one didn't actually look very square. Oh, that's better. I think I might have had a moment on that one. I might have to redo that. This is also what happens when you're testing and designing stuff for people. You're never quite sure what's going to happen. I'm going to use biro today so that you can see my marks on here. Okay, I want to make my marks, because what I'm going to do is cut the top off and the bottom off and then switch them around. Okay, that's basically the little block. All right, it will work at different cut points, I found out. These little ones are like 2.5 inches cut in. These ones are 3. I actually prefer the 3. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my square. I'm laying him down like that, and I'm getting my ruler, and I'm measuring 3 inches from the outside line. All right, and I'm going to put a mark on it there, and then I'm twisting it, and I'm doing 3 inches again and I'm there. Now I'm bringing this closer to you. Can you see I'm marking this here and here, so that when I chop, I'm chopping across the join. All right, you don't want this side, because otherwise we might as well just be joining strips. So we're top and bottom. All right, so I've got me 2 marks there, and I'm going to do 2 marks on the bottom one on the other end. So that's 1, and I'm doing this at 3 inches along the seam. All right, now I'm going to cut me 2 ends off. So I've got my little ruler, I'm stood up, got me what's it, rotary cutter, always away from yourself, okay, wherever possible. So I'm now just going to, I'm lining up my cutting edge at those marks I've just made. So 3 inches up and 3 inches down, and cut it across. All right, so that's looking pretty well there. So I'm going to do that. All right, so I've got a nice little triangle slice come off that end. I'm going to turn him round, and I'm going to cut off the other end. Okay, so those marks that we just made that were 3 inches up the outside line. Okay, so now what I've got is like that. I'm going to switch the ends around so that I get it that we've got this little design going on. All right, and then we're going to join it. Okay, when you join it, it's going to look a bit weird. All right, because your outside seamy edges, one's going to be stuck out the middle, but it's going to be bigger than the ends that you're putting back on because of the seam allowances. All right, so what you're going to do then, you're going to trim it back up. All right, so you're going to join those little things that were going on. Oh, hang on, get around the right way. There we are. You're going to join them up, and then we're going to trim it. So how it's going to look is probably a little bit like that. So one bit's bigger than the other, and it's all a little bit, oh my god, what have I done? But you're fine. Get your ruler. Now you're looking at 4.5 inches now, because we've taken out some seam allowances. Okay, so we're going to put 4.5 inches in there, and you will be able to line up your 45-degree angle actually on your stitch line. Once these are joined back together, this line down the center is a 45 degrees, so you can put it down the 45. All right, so we're cutting out a 4.5 inch square. Okay, so we're coming out with it nicely like that. Then we're joining them together like this one. All right, mess them around, put them up and down. And if it was me, I'd get the first one done. If I was doing it without actually showing you how to, I'd have all the 9 down, and then I'd play around, what design do I like, and then I would put them back together. I've sort of preempted things today so as I could show you. You will have seams joining, all right, so we're looking for points. Okay, so when nesting our seams, as I say previously, if you need to know how to do that, there's another little video on YouTube, on my YouTube here somewhere, is nesting your seams. So have a quick look at that, and that will tell you how to take up any slack. When you're actually, when I'm thinking of it, when you're actually doing your cutting to square him off, just get it as middle central as you possibly can. It's looking a bit difficult to do, but it'll be absolutely fine. All right, so just give it your best shot, and then we're going to join them all back together, and then we're going to have a lovely block that will go in with them. If for any reason it comes out too small, guess what we'll do? We'll add a little bit. Don't worry about it. All right, so just have a bit of fun. As I say, I've used 18 different fabrics when finally I get mine. See, I tried smaller ones yesterday. No good. We'll forget that one. That will come in somewhere further down the line. And then when I wasn't paying attention, I cut it round the wrong way. So I got those, and I got to redo that one. So believe me, we all do things differently and get it wrong as well. Us designery type, or whatever you want to call us. Now, that sort of also leads me on to, I'm sure this block has probably been done somewhere before. I have no idea, because actually as a designer, I do not go around looking at other people's work, which might sound a bit crazy, but I find if I do, I gave it up years ago, because you start to get influenced by other people's whatever they're doing, and I don't want to do that. I like to be me, and I like to do things a bit different. And if I come out to something that's like somebody else's, well, then it's come out in by pure chance, and because actually maybe we've both had a good thought, or I might have been inspired by, you know, a photo or something out there in the wonderful world and the sunshine or whatever's going on. But I do not actively look at other people's work. So very often I find people say, oh, do you know so-and-so and they do this and that? And I'm like, well, I know who they are, but I don't really know what you're on about, or I'd know their work if I saw it, I think. And I don't mean that horribly to anybody else, because I think other people do fabulous stuff, but I do not actively look for it, is what I'm saying. So you must forgive me if you've seen something similar to this before. But I thought that was all good fun, and I had yesterday and this morning. So there we are. So that's going to be block 4. And we're just going to chop it up and put it back. So you have 18 triangles. Go for it. If in doubt, give me a shout. Give me a few questions. I did decide this morning, I had a little moment, and I thought what I'll do over the next couple of days, if I can, is actually type up with a few photos some instructions, or I'll stop doing that because it makes loud noises, doesn't it? With a few instructions, and I'll post that into the Facebook Patchwork Witterings group, all right, so that you can go back and have a little look and see what was block 1, 2 and 3 and how to do it, because I think that might actually help people. Yeah, so there we go. So that's what I'm intending to do with that. Okay, so what have we got in the list of Abby's run today, other than sun is shining in Cornwall? I had Fiddler on the roof this morning, bless him. That's not the best description, is it? Paul was on top of doing some, is it flashing, I don't know, the bit that joins it and seals it and does all of that, and he was up there in the sunshine, and he actually literally started singing Fiddler on the Roof and wiggling his bum, and it was really quite amusing, and I took a little video of it. I might even put that on later. That could be worth a giggle. Bless him, he could be a whole new media star in the sunshine in Cornwall. So yeah, now that's today going on down here. He's busy playing with our lean-to and sorting that all out, which is lovely. Tom the cat is here. He did come in earlier. He's actually put himself back in his plastic tub down on the floor behind you there, so he's a happy person. Right, so for the 24th today, because it says so at the top there, and I've done my witchery bits, and I've told you about the block, and I've told you I'm going to do a write-up. So if my isn't making any sense, which is quite possible, give me a day or two and it'll all be up there in writing, and you can actually stop and look at it properly instead of having to keep listening to me in your ear roll. All right, so we get that done. Have we done our exercise today, ladies? Have we done 2 laps around the sewing room, around the kitchen table, round the garden, up and down the balcony? Very, very important. Get up to your shoulders. Yeah, so we're doing a bit of that. Normally, I've got the radio on. I have to say, I have to make an effort to stand up and turn it off when I'm doing this, because it would be just too much of a distraction. But I have to have music on all day long. Otherwise, I'll probably go completely barking. I'm singing to it badly, and I'm talking to them, and I'm answering the questions, and I'm getting them all wrong and all the rest of it. Do you do that? Do you have something nice on in the background that keeps you happy? I just think it's a nice thing within the room where you don't feel you're quite so on your own, because I am in my cupboard all the time, and I'm very happy in my own company in my cupboard, I have to say, but a little bit of sound is always good. Sunshine, sunshine, plug into it, be happy. Right, have you spoken to your friends today? Have you checked up on all of those that are stuck indoors and on their own and can't be doing? I hope you have. Give them a quick ring, just say hello, even if it's only for 2 minutes. How lovely is that? I think that's a good idea. Right, there we are. Now, the other thing I'll show you today, Piglet. So it's Piglet time. I'm nearly done. Another one of my little wall hangings. I thought what I'll do each day is put something up behind me that you can have a little look. A lot of you will have seen these around the shows, and when I'm doing talks and stuff, but I thought, oh well, what the hell, you might enjoy something a bit different each day. That's done with reverse applique, which is what I'm known for, where we layer up stuff, put in a design and chop through. So it's all raw edge, but you can get quite a good design out of doing that. It's quite a quick, fun way of doing things. You never know quite what you're going to get. It's a real nice surprise. So I'm well known for doing that. Wrote a book on it and everything. But again, one of my patterns available over on abbyann.com in my shop. All right, so there's loads of patterns in there. I also take requests for patterns, actually, ladies, while I'm thinking of it. hopefully I'm going to have a bit more time in a few days' time, once I've caught up with life and what I've should have been doing over the last little while. If there's any particular designs or things you fancy as wall hanging or subject matter or stuff like that, give me a shout and I'll see can I do a quick design in a drawer or whatever. What the hell, we may as well play while we're at it. I'm not going to do double snuggle today because we've got 2 blocks of that and we've got a witchery block instead. Double snuggle is here. And as I say, if you're ahead of the first 2 blocks on that one, you just need to nip over onto my blog on abbyann.com and that will show you that. All right, don't forget, over on UK Quilters United website, okay, so .co.uk, UK Quilters, ukqu.co.uk, get it right. You will get my other blog, and in there I've got all my mystery quilts and things going on and all the stuff we've done over the last few years for UK Quilters United. I'm going to be doing an update to that hopefully later today or tomorrow. I tell you, I've got so much to do, and then I'll post that, and that will have an update with the witterings, so that everybody else out there who might want to come and join us and have a bit of fun and make something, get the word out there, tell them where it is and how to do, because I think this is all good fun for keeping us all busy and happy, because we've got at least 3 weeks of this, girls and boys. And do you know what? I think you boys ought to take more part in this. I really do. Let's have a few more boys doing a bit of this. Actually, I will say, having come across quite a few male quilters, your accuracy tends to be fabulous because they look at things a little bit different to us, I think. Where we can be, or at least I can be, a little bit slack, yeah, that'll do, yeah, whack it together, yeah, it'll be fine, bit of fabric manipulation and creative ironing or whatever. The men tend to do things quite, it's got to be so. And I actually know of at least 2 ladies whose husbands do all of their cutting for them with all of their fabric. I think that's brilliant. I must get him into that when he gets off the roof. Anyway, that's enough for me today. Have a lovely, lovely day, everybody. All right. Lots of loveliness. Put some photos onto the Facebook page for me, please. Comment back in on YouTube or on my Facebook, wherever you want. And, you know, what do you want? What can I do for you? Is there anything interesting? Are you enjoying it? Let's have a photo of what you've done. Right, I'm going to come around the table and turn you all off. Happy day. Trundle, trundle, trundle. Trundle, trundle, trundle. I'm going to pick you up and walk you around the cupboard very gently here. Look, here we go. We're going around the cupboard like that. Dirty, 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 dirty. And then I'm going to bring it and turn it down like that. And hopefully you can see Tom's in his box. Oh, look, how comfy is that? There we go. Dirty, 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 dirty. And there we go. Trundle, 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 trundle. And look at all the lovely sunshine out there. Isn't that lovely? Up to there to some blue sky. Anyway, there we are. Happiness is. Happy day, folks.